It is 3 in the morning, the hour when the physical world rests, but the world of frequencies takes on a life of its own. Welcome to Signal Lost. Here we don't look for ghosts in ancient castles, but in the white noise of your monitor and in the whispers traveling through forgotten copper cables. Today, we explore a file that has been circulating in the darkest corners of the web. This is not just the story of a man and his old television set. It is a warning of what happens when technology decides it no longer wants to be a simple receiver, but a mirror. A mirror that stares back. Get ready, turn off the lights. Make sure your screen is the only thing illuminating the room. And above all, don't look behind you. The flickering blue light of the television was the only thing keeping the darkness of Arthur's apartment at bay. It was 2:54 a.m. Arthur was a collector of forgotten frequencies, a man trapped in the nostalgia of all things analog. In his living room, surrounded by coaxial cables and adapters, he sought something that modern streaming couldn't provide: the mystery of the unknown. For weeks, a rumor had been circulating on lost media forums about a channel called Signal Lost. It had no fixed number and only appeared if you synchronized a vintage TV at exactly 3 a.m., nestled right in the dead space between local frequencies. Arthur adjusted the knob on his old Sony Trinitron. The hiss of the static filled the room like rhythmic breathing. At exactly 3 a.m., the static stabilized. The screen showed a grainy image of an empty playground. The swings moved slowly, pushed by a non-existent wind. In the corner, a time counter ran frantically, but it didn't show seconds, it showed geographic coordinates. The image shifted to a hospital corridor with flickering lights. At the end, a blurred silhouette stood motionless. Before it could reveal its face, the image jumped again. This time, Arthur felt a chill. The screen showed his own living room. It was a high-angle shot taken from exactly where his bookshelf stood. He could see himself from behind, sitting in front of the TV. Arthur raised his right hand. On the screen, his television double did the same, but with a 3-second delay. "It's a hidden camera," Arthur muttered. He checked every corner of his small apartment, but found nothing. Upon returning to the TV, he noticed that in the broadcast, the door to his apartment, directly behind him, was beginning to open. Arthur spun around toward his real door. It was locked, but on the television, the door was already wide open. A tall figure with disproportionately long limbs and dressed in a robe of gray static entered the room. The figure had no face, only a dark void of dead pixels. The Arthur on the screen finally turned around, his face contorting in absolute terror, before the image cut to black. The television emitted a high-pitched 1,000 hertz beep. Suddenly the screen showed a close-up of Arthur's real door lock. The deadbolt began to turn on its own. Arthur backed away until he hit the TV stand. A message appeared on the screen. "Signal lost. 3:07 a.m. status. Subject reached. Processing replacement transmission." Arthur felt a cold, coarse hand rest on his shoulder. In that moment, the 3-second delay vanished. We live in a world of waves. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, satellites. We swim in an invisible ocean of information. We believe we control the signal, but at 3 a.m., when the silence is absolute, you realize the truth. We are not the ones sending the messages. We are the antennas. Arthur was never seen again, but if you tune into the right frequency tonight, perhaps you'll see him staring at you through the glass. Thank you for tuning in to Signal Lost 3 a.m. We have many more frequencies to rescue from oblivion. Check your locks, turn off your screens, and whatever happens, do not follow the static. Sleep well, if you can.